one of the biggest complaints I hear from constituents is, I send them these letters. Let's say it's a VA example, as an example. My father or my husband or my son has this issue with the VA because he's a disabled veteran and he's not getting service. So I contact my congressman. The congressman sends a nice letter to the department head of whichever department of the VA it happens to be and says, tell me about this problem. And it never gets resolved, or it takes years to get resolved. I'll take that stack of papers into the confirmation hearing and say, these are my constituents. These are the people that are voting for me. You only have one person voting for you, and that's me. Why do I have this stack of paper? Why isn't this taken care of? Why aren't you doing your job? If you're not going to do your job, then we'll get somebody else to do it for you. That's what I'll do.
As I understand it, the Founding Fathers established a republic for our country, not a democracy.
Correct.
And so we, at my work, we've been talking about the parallels between what happened to the Roman Empire, where they had a republic, and then all of a sudden they got more and more corruption and turned into democracy, and then the democracy turned into the Caesars ruling. So I was just, do you have any comment about where our country is going relative to that?
Again, history repeats
I think
itself.
history is repeating itself because we lost the republic because Washington, D.C. stopped paying attention to the people. Most of that happened with the passage of the 17th Amendment.
Hallelujah.
The senators before that were responsible to the state legislators and the states. Once the 17th Amendment was passed, the rules, the requirements didn't change. They were supposed to still represent the states, but now they needed votes instead of doing things for the states so that they earn the trust and respect of the legislator to get reappointed. Now they just have to have a lot of money so they can convince the populace to vote for them.
That's the biggie. That's the biggie.
And that's the biggie. And I had this conversation through a series of emails with a high school student. He didn't understand why I wanted to get rid of the 17th Amendment. He thought I was taking away people's rights to vote. No, that's not it. I don't want to take your right to vote because you still elect your state representatives. And the thing that changed was how the senators reacted after the 17th Amendment was passed. It was more important for them to get reelected by the populace, so they gave in to lobbyists who gave them money so they could do more advertising. That'll give me power, and this is individual, not because of who I am, but because of who I'm running against. Jim Deakin, the fire alarm guy from Phoenix, Arizona, that's raised less than $50,000, beats John McCain that has over $10 million, and J.D. Hayworth that has more name recognition than everybody in this room combined. Jim Deakin will scare a lot of people in Washington, D.C. because he was able to do that. He was able to rally the people, the grassroots effort, to get enough votes to wipe those guys off the political map.
But how, with all the money they've got stacked up against you, how in the world are you going to combat that?
Why are you sitting in that chair, sir? Because most of us in the United States are sick of what's going on in our government. A regular guy that represents who we really are, I think, has a hell of a chance. That's why I'm sitting in this chair.